I can't believe you guys are bringing that up again.
Oh, come on. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, real funny. I'm gonna head out.
I used to think our jokes were harmless. They'd joke about how quiet he was, how he'd rather be lost in a book than under the hood of a car. And Adam, he always just smiled politely. He never said a word. I mistook that silence for acceptance, for him being okay with it. Family dinners were the main stage for this routine. The jokes just flowed. Someone would call him soft. Someone else would pipe up and say I was clearly the strong one in our marriage. And I laughed along. It was just easier than starting a fight, you know? The drive home after those dinners was always so quiet, filled with this unspoken tension. I did ask him once, just once, if the jokes bothered him. He just said, "I'm fine." And I didn't push it. I wanted to believe him. Over time, the teasing just became a normal part of our family get-togethers. I remember one time my brother did this exaggerated, high-pitched impression of Adam's voice, and the whole room erupted in laughter. Adam just quietly excused himself and went to the bathroom. A part of me noticed, a little alarm bell went off, but I didn't follow him. I just sat there and told myself I was overthinking it, that it was all in good fun. One evening, just the two of us at home, Adam asked me so gently if maybe I could talk to my family. Just ask them to tone it down a bit, my response. "Oh, honey, they don't mean any harm. That's just how they are." He nodded and he dropped it. That should have been my wake-up call. The jokes were worse than ever. It was like they were trying to one-up each other. Someone actually asked Adam if he needed my permission to speak. And I laughed. I laughed again, even though my chest felt tight and I knew it was wrong. Adam set his glass down on the table, very slowly, very deliberately. He stood up. The room went dead silent. He said he had been patient for years. He told them that humor stops being funny the moment it starts to hurt someone. And then he said he was tired, just so tired of being the family punchline. And then he turned to me. He looked right at me and asked why I never, not once, defended him. My throat closed up. I couldn't say a single word. And he said, "Your silence feels like a betrayal." Nobody was laughing anymore. The air was thick with shame. Adam told me he loved me, but he couldn't keep losing pieces of himself to make my family comfortable. And then he walked out. I stumbled after him, shaking. I found him outside, just standing by the car. I tried to explain, telling him I didn't realize how bad it had gotten, how much it was hurting him. He looked at me and his voice was so tired. He said, "I told you." Many times, just quietly. He told me that being quiet doesn't mean you're not in pain. The space between us and our own home felt like a canyon. The next morning, he told me he needed some distance. He packed a bag and went to stay at his sister's house. As soon as the door closed, I just broke down. I sat on the floor and cried, replaying every single moment, every laugh. Every time I chose their comfort over his dignity. My family started calling, all confused, wondering what had happened to make Adam so dramatic. For the very first time, I told them the truth. I told them what they had been doing for years and how I had let it happen. Some got defensive, some were just embarrassed. But honestly, their reactions didn't matter. All that mattered was Adam. I started going to therapy by myself. I had to learn how often I chose being comfortable over being courageous. How I prioritized fitting in over protecting the person I claimed to love the most. After a few weeks, Adam agreed to meet me for coffee. We just sat there for a while in silence. But this time it was a different kind of silence. I apologized. No excuses, no justifications. He looked at me and said, "Promises matter less than actions," and he was right. Slowly, we started to rebuild. It wasn't an overnight fix. At the next family gathering, the air was tense. Before he could even get to the punchline, I cut him off. I just said, "We're not doing that anymore." The room went silent, just like at the party, but this time, I was the one who caused it. Adam looked at me, his eyes wide with surprise. I looked around at my family and said clearly and calmly that disrespect wasn't welcome in our lives. And that meant no more jokes at Adam's expense. Period. Some of them didn't like it. I could see it on their faces. But for the first time, I genuinely didn't care. Under the table, Adam squeezed my hand. Later that night, he told me that one moment, me standing up for him, meant more than 1,000 apologies. Our marriage wasn't magically healed in that instant. Building back trust takes time. It takes work every single day. But what did return immediately was respect. I learned that love isn't just about the good times. It's not about laughing along to keep the peace. Real love is standing up for your partner, especially when it's uncomfortable, especially when it's hard. Adam never needed some grand, loud rebellion. He just needed me to finally hear him and to stand with him. Thank you so much for watching and for letting me share this part of my story. If it resonated with you, I'd love it if you'd subscribe for more. See you next time.